Once again, welcome to another episode of Ron's Opinion. Don't matter. How's everybody doing? Man, it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. Welcome to Sunday morning. Morning's almost over, but Sunday morning. Ah, man. But, just for those that are coming in, that are joining in later, whatever, just want to say God bless you. Welcome to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are here. We are here. About to do this thing. Probably going to touch on a few different subjects. And, going to be winging it a little bit today. But that's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. I think. I don't know. No, I'm just joking, kidding around. As people start to come in, I just, I want to get people's take on, how y'all feel right now. Elections over with. We see what our president, the moves that he made. Haven't heard much from Joe Biden. Kind of quiet. Or Kamala Harris. Kind of quiet. They just, silence. Whatever. I don't know. Who knows what that's all about, but whatever. Well, once again, welcome to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, also hit that notification button so you can get notified whenever I'm doing videos. So, again, it's a beautiful day. I just usually when I get on these videos, I don't sometimes I have stuff in my head that I want to talk about, that it'll get shifted into something else. I'll write down some notes and stuff like that. But then a lot of times the videos just kind of take their own course. And so I just go with it. I just go with it. I don't really get into the, and I don't know if any of you guys do any investing and stuff like that. Noticing that the crypto market is kind of like, it's shooting up. It shot up. It in some cases probably doubled in value, money wise, value of, you own some crypto. If you had Dogecoin or Shiba or some of the other cryptos, you go back and look at them for this election, they already went up, so, some people into it, some people not. Stock market, it had an increase, but after the last few days, it kind of went down, and a lot of the stock market itself is very emotional, and Fed say something that they're not happy about, you'll see it just plummet, drop, whatever, just drop down, and that's why I keep trying to tell people the stock market is not solely an indicator that the economy is doing okay. But you can't tell some people that because they'll just, the economy, the stock market's up. If the economy was doing that well, which it might be doing a little bit better, but what's up, Chris, for real? What's going on? How's it going? Welcome in. The economy might be doing a little bit better, but when people seem to make the mistake of, the economy seems like it's not getting better like y'all think it's getting better. It's not. The prices of things might have went down and stuff like that. But what I keep trying to tell people is that only the government can cause inflation. And the only way to fix inflation is the feds. When the feds have to get that aggressive, that means the government is doing a bad job. And basically they got to raise interest rates, drain the money out of the market, out of the economy, and make business have to fight harder or come up with more creative ways to get your dollar. And that's the whole picture in a nutshell. So if you start looking at the stock market, which there's a whole lot of volume and stuff that goes on the stock market, buying and selling stocks that has nothing to do with these actual businesses are doing. And that's the reality of it is. Now, when you see the stock market going down, that's because the Fed says something that Wall Street don't like. Or they in the process of stomaching with something that the Fed said that they don't like. So then what you see is the stock market starts to taper down, taper down, taper down, taper down, because they're trying to figure out, stomach that the Feds not too long ago said they're not going to be so quick to lower interest rates. They think that the economy's going all right where it's at, so they're going to probably watch a little more closer. So they're not going to aggressively drop interest rates the same way they aggressively started raising them. Now, here's the thing. That don't mean that your life has gotten better. That has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your money, cost of living, gas, all that. That's just the Feds using the very tool that they have to try to control spending, and banks being able to just loan out money recklessly. And that's what was happening. Banks was loaning out money to purchase homes, cars, and stuff like that at a value, at a price that they're not worth buying it, because people just will you give me the loan, I'm going to go buy the product. You give me the loan, I'm going to go buy the house. You give me a loan, I'm going to go buy the car. Not looking at these cars are overpriced, not looking at these houses are overpriced. They're just doing it. So the Feds jump in and say, you know what? We're going to have to raise interest rates so the banks won't be so reckless to just approving loans for houses that don't really supposed to be costing that much. So what should happen after that is that the housing market, it should slow down the purchasing of houses. And to the point where people are like, the houses are just sitting there and they're not being sold, which at some point should make the people that selling the houses drop the prices of the houses so that they can actually sell or move the house. There's a whole lot of moving mechanism behind the scenes that's supposed to do. It's not a 100% tool that works, but it does work enough to try to get control of inflation. So when the Biden administration try to say, oh, the stock market is up and this and that, it has nothing to do with you. What's up, Mike? What's up? What's going on? Mike's in the building. What's going on, brother? Yeah, so with the stock market going up, it has nothing to do so much with what the decision that Biden administration is making. It has everything to do with what the Feds are doing to control spending and stuff like that. So the stock market is not a 100% indicator that the economy is doing better. How you know where other things are going better is how you know that the businesses are struggling and to make a dollar and stuff like that is when you start to see cars go on sale, when you start to see companies doing more advertisement, trying to get you to come to their stores and all the other stuff, because now they're not seeing foot traffic. So they start promoting sales on certain items and stuff like that. You'll start like Home Depot, let's say, or Lowe's. They'll say, oh, we're having this, or we're having a sell on that. Best Buy might say, oh, we're having a sell on this, sell on that. Why? Because the product isn't moving this fast. Why? Because foot traffic, not much. People can't afford to come in there and buy the stuff because they don't have as much money, because electric, gas, food, rent, everything is consuming the money. So businesses have to bring their prices down because the Fed done drained the economy, and that's how you fight inflation. You got to make businesses desperate and find slick ways or creative ways to try to compete for your dollar. Otherwise, it will just keep going out of control and you'll never get no handle on it. And that's how that works. So that's why I tell people you can't totally go by the stock market and say, oh, the economy is doing well. Here's the thing. I own stock in various companies, and you'll see the earnings coming out. And I can tell you firsthand that a lot of these companies that I have stock in are missing earnings. I'm looking at them. They're missing earnings. Some by massive amounts of money. They're missing them. Missing earnings. That is an indicator that things are going worse and worse and worse. When you start seeing companies laying off, that means that the money is not there no more. So they have to find other ways to turn a profit. And that might mean job loss. Now, who's going to have to deal with the job losses? Now, you're going to have layoffs and stuff like that. So I think, once again, the Feds are making a mistake by not aggressively lowering interest rates. I think it's a bad idea because the writing is on the wall. It's on the wall right now. Like, the writing is on the wall. Every time I've seen all of these earnings coming out, I'm like, oh, yeah. Just like the Feds waited too long to start raising them, they're probably going to make the mistake of waiting too long to lower them, because I don't know what numbers they're looking at, But I see it when I'm out and about and how people are spending money and stuff like that. It still doesn't look good. When you see businesses, restaurants that are popular restaurants on a Friday and they're not full, that right there tell you people ain't got no money to spend. So the Fed's doing what they're doing is might helping in some, but it's still bad. It is still bad. 100% the economy is still bad. And if you do not get energy costs down, I don't know what to say after that. You have to get energy costs down. That is the bigger factor of all of it. You got to get this gas prices, energy costs, and stuff like that down. You're going to have to lower taxes, payroll taxes, and stuff like that. You're going to have to lower taxes for these companies to be able to maintain a reasonable profit in order to hold on to some of their workers and employees. Otherwise, if they're not making no profit, they're not in business to give away all the money. They're going to keep something for themselves. And if they're not making a profit, what's the point of doing it? At that point, jobs are going to roll. So like I said, it's a big mechanism, it's a big machine running. And I just think that this current administration that's in office, they have no clue what they're doing. I can't stress this enough how stupid they are. And I hate to say it that way, but they're just stupid. They don't know what they're doing. And they still making dumb decisions. Even after all of this, they're still making dumb decisions. They don't know. And the bigger factor is energy costs. But they rather push an agenda and didn't care about how it's affecting American citizens. So when people try to say, oh, well, the economy, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. And if the Feds don't start lowering interest rates a little more than what they're doing right now, it's going to go real bad. Sorry, it's going to go real bad. That's just my opinion. Some of that, not all of that is my opinion. Some of that is factual. And it's probably going to happen. But in my opinion, it's going to go bad if they don't do it that way. And this don't have nothing to do with Trump, and this don't have nothing to do with so much with Trump and being elected. Yes, you see a response to the fact that he got elected, but that's because Wall Street and a lot of investors trust him with the economy by far more than they trust Joe Biden. That was a clear indicator. But the Fed still is a major player in that, and when they don't like what Jerome Powell says, that's going to shift stuff the other way. And that's just the truth. So what happens is those people say, well, you know what, but cryptocurrency moves differently. That's why it's not so much affected by that. But Wall Street does. I mean, the stock market does. Cryptocurrency is a different mechanism all in itself. So it's like, okay, it's going to be there. It's going to, crypto is probably going to run up even more. So, I mean, if you got coins, you might want to hold on to them. Because it's probably going to, I don't know to what level. This is just my opinion on that one. I'm not giving nobody financial advice, but because I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm honestly speaking, I think these coins are going to run up a lot more. The Dogecoin and Shiba, Bitcoin, some of these weird names that they use to make these coins or whatever. I don't, half of them I can't even pronounce. I don't know if it's PP, Pet, I don't know. Just, so it's just, if you're a person that's, if you investing, this is where you need to, I still put skin in the game. I'm not I invest in crypto, but I'm not heavy in crypto. I'm more of a company dividend. That's where I invest most of my money at, is companies that for the most part pays out some type of dividend. And if I see that they're solid, now I do take some of our riskier investments and stuff like that. I do get in that, but never, you don't know. You don't know with none of these companies, but that's pretty much where I am at. I put skin in the game. There's no brilliancy to what I do. I just be patient, wait for the best time to buy, and I buy. That's it. And I just buy and I hold and see what happens. It's the stock market and investment. You got to be able to stomach some stuff. You know what I mean? You got to be able to weather and stomach, the roller coaster ride. And, you might have to wait a long time to get something out of investment that you might make. You just, maybe pay a little more close attention to the company and see how it's going to go. I've had some stuff go bad. I had some stuff go real good. I'm not rich, not by any means, but you know, when Robinhood started and I found out about it, that's what made me, oh, okay, I can do it without a broker, going to like directly to a broker and paying all these fees. I was 100% in on it. Then I get to do it myself. Great. At that point, I was in. Like they made it about as easy as you can to get into an investment, and I had, and that was a game changer personally for me, and that's what made me jump into a little bit more of investing before. I mean, and I was grateful to it. I mean, some people complain, I don't like Robinhood. I was grateful. I was very grateful. And for somebody else, I don't understand. I was glad Robinhood came along. I was like, yes, this is a game changer for me. I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm in. Didn't take no, I ain't had to talk to nobody. When I found out, that was enough for me. I was like, oh, cool, bang, in. And that's when I started rolling the train. I've invested in it before, but it's a little more complicated than it is right now. So for those that are on this live, you might want to consider it. I mean, and especially now that we have a president that knows how to run a country. And I see already that Trump have his experience from the last 4 years have made his judgment on selecting people a lot more better. And that's the truth. And I think that when he first got in office, he was blindsided by a lot of things. But now I look at it like, oh, okay, he's being very decisive in who he's picking for different positions and stuff like that. It's like, so it's gonna be exciting to watch. I know for the most part we're gonna be a thriving economy again. Our borders are gonna be well managed. A lot of these illegals are going to be shit. We're not going to get rid of all of them and stuff like that. And I get it, but a lot of these illegals. I'm not talking about immigrants that came over here the right way. I'm talking about illegals. If you came over here the wrong way, you're illegal. You broke the law to get here, you're illegal. Go back. That's where I'm at with that. But so for that part, we'll see where it goes. I mean, and we have to get them out of here. Unfortunately, we have to. In order for America to get back to the thriving economy we had, you can't, like, here's my point to that. If companies are laying off, right? So we're already in the process of losing jobs. Now we got illegals. All right, so you're losing jobs. That's less tax revenue going to the government to keep funding this craziness that they're talking about, which is handing out all of this stuff to these illegals. All right, so now it's going to be even more strain on the system, because you're trying to help take care of people that are here illegally. Now, when the job market starts to come back, if you don't get rid of these people that are here illegally and they're able to go to work, now American citizens have to compete with illegal immigrants for the very same jobs. How fair is that? When you've been in here, in this country, born and raised in this country, working and everything, paying into the system, and now someone comes from another country and they get the opportunities that you're supposed to have when and I'm not talking about lazy Americans. I mean, if you're lazy and you ain't trying to do nothing, you get what you get. I'm not even concerned about that. I'm not even trying to be polite to that. That's not what I'm talking about. The ones that I'm talking about is hardworking Americans that maybe work for a company and the company started laying off, and unfortunately you were one of the ones that got laid off because the company just wasn't doing well. And now you got to go try to find a job. And in some instances, you might have to take a job that don't pay as much as the last job you had. So now you had a somewhat of a disadvantage, because here's the thing: you can sit there and listen to the colleges and say, "Oh, you better know your worth. You better know your worth," and that's great. And I get all of that, and I'm not even arguing with that to some extent. But knowing your worth and what's out there and available is two different things. I can know my worth all I want to and remain broke because of my pride, and that's my point. So you'll sit there and say, well, I do this and I'm worth this, but if ain't nobody out there is willing to pay for what you think you're worth, you ain't worth nothing at that point. You can be the best at what you do, but if there's no one out there willing to pay for what you say, or let's say the industry and what you're talking about is not lucrative at the moment, you better take what you can get until you can get what you're looking for. And if you don't, then you're just going to be a broke so-called having a vibe. Here's my point to that. Let's take somebody like LeBron James, who probably one of the greatest basketball players, right? Let's just say the NBA is not thriving. It's just nobody's watching it. Nobody's paying attention to the NBA. Nobody even cares. I don't care how good LeBron is. If people are not willing to buy tickets to watch these players play, Means nothing. That's the truth. It means zero. You can be the greatest player in the world. If ain't nobody willing to buy tickets and watch you play, it means nothing. Yes, thanks, Mike's in the building. Hit that like and subscribe button. Please do. And hit that notification button to make sure that you get notified whenever we put out videos like this one here. But yeah, and that's where sometimes the reality don't set in. So we, you have all these people telling you, oh, you better know your worth. And that's great. I'm not saying don't know your worth. But there are people that, hey, what's up, Logie Low? There are people that says out of their mouth, I know, my worth. I know my worth. Okay, that's fine. It's great. All right, so here's the thing. Again, if no one's willing to pay for what you think you're worth, what are you going to do at that point? And that's my point. And my point is sometimes when things are bad and the resources is there, it's like me saying I don't eat meat, which I do. But I'm saying if I say I don't eat meat, and everything around me is all meat. And I don't eat meat, but I have, there is no vegetables, no fruit, nowhere around, and all that's there is to eat meat. So I'm either not going to eat the meat and die, or say, okay, I got to eat this meat. Why? Because that's all that's available. So it's the same thing in the trade, in the working wise. It's fine to say what you're worth, but if there's nothing there at the moment, you might have to take what you can get until that opens up. It's the point that I'm trying to make. And, again, point made. That's why when you have, when it talks to elections and you have a president and you have these elected officials that are out here making dumb decisions, this is how detrimental it can be to the everyday American citizen. And this is why I keep saying to people, when you go out there and you talk about voting, you talk about elections, and you talk about those type of things, the thing you have to worry about is you have to pay attention to their ability to do the job more so than who you like and dislike. And that's the truth. If you're worrying about who you like and dislike, you're already on the bad end of that stick. And that's the reality of it is. You better look at, are they qualified or not? Qualified or not? And for those that voted for Trump, he already had 4 years. We've seen how the economy was doing. You've seen how the border was. You've seen how the American was. We realized that, okay, he was doing the job. And he was doing it great. And what made it stand out even more is when we got the administration in that we currently have right now. Once we got them in office, then we realized at that point, yeah, he was doing a lot better than we thought. And that's how that worked. And then, so to me, voting for somebody that already did the job well was a no-brainer. I don't care about all the other stuff y'all keep trying to say. Even if it was true, we know most 99.9% of the stuff was bullcrap that they were trying to spend. But it is what it is. So that's why most of us that voted for Trump, we were educated on our vote. We like, nah, we're not doing that no more. We ain't doing that. We seen what he did. We seen that he cares about this country, and he didn't get up there and try to appeal to one group of people. He appealed to the working class citizens. That's the majority of who he appealed to, and he also appealed to. He wasn't out there trying to just say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." No, he was talking to Americans, citizens as a whole, even billionaires, millionaires, working class, poor class. He was talking to us all. But the bigger people that he was probably going to affect the most was the working class citizen. And all his policies, they're going to be probably the bigger beneficiary of it is the working class citizen. Why? Because we're the ones working. We're the ones out here. And this other administration keep trying to give it to lazy people who don't want to work. They're sick. They don't want to get up and go to work. They don't want to do anything. And you want to give all the benefits to the people that's not contributing. I give case in point. Even if I'm not just talking about American citizens, I'm talking about these illegals too. What are they contributing? Nothing. So you want to take American tax dollars and continue to give it to illegal people that come over here and we working and we giving it to them. I'm not okay with that. No, I'm sorry. I'm not okay with that. I'm never going to be okay with that. And unfortunately, this is what happens when you keep voting for these type of politicians. When everybody was running and these people was running around here complaining that black men and Hispanic men voted for Trump and did not vote for Kamala Harris, that's why we didn't vote for her. She was stupid, alongside with stupid Joe Biden. That's why we didn't vote for her. And we're not apologizing for that. I know I'm not. I am not apologizing to anyone because I voted for Trump. And I don't care who presidents I'm in. They ask me, I'm going to tell them straight, no, I voted for Trump. Why? Because I'm trying to keep my kids out of war, trying to keep my families out of war. I'm trying to make sure that we got a president that knows how to run the country and make sure our economy is thriving so that my kids have a future, my grandkids have a future, my family members have a future. They have a future. Why? Because these idiots in office, all they care about is war and killing and destruction. I'm good with I want no parts. I don't care if you don't like the fact you can be mad at me all you want. I do not care. I know why I voted for him. That's why I voted. And it's more to it than that. I don't want nobody intruding on my religious beliefs. I believe we need to bring back, God needs to be more introduced back into this country like we had him before, even more so. That's why I voted for Trump. They wasn't offering none of that on the Democratic side. But then you got these special behind pastors that allow her to walk in their church and, oh my God. I mean, it's ridiculous. It don't even make sense. That's why we voted for Trump. And the list goes on. Tell me, what did any one of these politicians that was running up against Trump, what did they sacrifice and what did they lose? What did Kamala Harris lose? What did Joe Biden lose? What did Obama lose? What did any one of these people in Hollywood sacrifice for this country? Nothing. Trump, when he was in office, he sacrificed his paycheck, every single one of them. What did any one of the other ones sacrifice? Trump, he didn't put his life on the line. He didn't put money out. He didn't went through court systems, all of this ridicule and stuff like that. And he never gave up the race. Why? He kept saying out of his mouth, he said, I'm fighting for you. He said, they want to come after you and I'm fighting for you. And I'm just happen to be in the way. And he did not give up. What did they do? What did they sacrifice? I wait for it because none of them sacrificed anything. Oh, we want to vote for her because she was black. Oh, come on, please, save it. Nobody cares. Save it. What did they sacrifice? Nothing. That man took a bullet, still stayed in the race. He lost over $1 billion after coming out of office when he was in office. When he got out, he lost almost $1 billion. But he still went back and ran again. Why? That tells me that he's genuinely, it's not about the money because he ain't getting nothing out of it financially. And they sitting there trying to say he wants to be a dictator. A dictator takes everything for themselves and leaves nothing for the people. Joe Biden was a dictator. Kamala Harris is a dictator. They are the dictators. Why? Because they've taken everything from y'all and keeping it for themselves. Look at all the wealth they obtained while they was in office. Why you still broke. But yet y'all gonna keep voting for that. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. And I don't care how many black women mad at me because I voted for Donald Trump. I don't care if you pissed. You could be mad all you want to. White women, black women, I don't care, none of y'all mad. So what? Y'all voted. Y'all should be mad at yourself because y'all voted for that woman who said out of her mouth, I'm not doing nothing for black people. I'm not doing anything for black people. Just for themselves. And y'all still went and voted for it. That tells me that either you are a slave to the Democratic Party, or you really have no idea what was going on politically. You don't even know who y'all voting for. Y'all as black women voted for a woman who said she ain't doing nothing for black people. That's what she said. But y'all voted for her. Y'all voted for a woman who said she ain't doing nothing but black people, and y'all still went and voted for her. And then y'all was mad at Trump because he said, vote for me. What do you got to lose? Y'all was mad at Trump for that. Now, if you on this live, you watching, you let me know how y'all feel about that. Put in the comments how y'all feel about that. And you're right. You're right. And I don't think that any man should be. If you're a black man, thank you for standing up. That's how I feel. Appreciate you, bro. And if you're a white man, same thing. You vote for Trump, same thing. I don't care what race you are for the most part, but I'm just pointing out the fact that y'all mad at black men for voting for Trump, but we should be mad at y'all for voting for Kamala Harris, who said she ain't doing nothing for black people. We should be pissed at y'all because we know y'all wasn't even educated in this process. Or y'all were just okay with the fact that she said she wasn't doing nothing for black people. Make that make sense. You're right, Shireen. She said Shireen says that all she cares about is reproductive rights. But let me ask you a question. If you abort the baby, what exactly are you reproducing? I'm just saying. So you say y'all want to protect women's reproductive rights, but you're talking about abortion. You know, if you abort the baby, you're not reproducing anything. So make that make sense. What exactly are you talking about when you say reproductive rights? So how about you say you have the right to destroy, not reproduce? Because in order to say reproductive, you got to reproduce something. I'm just saying. But like I said, I don't care. Personally, I don't care if these women are mad. Be mad. Because I'm pissed. I'm mad at the fact that 92% of y'all voted for her. And if you don't believe what I said, like I tell people, go back to my video, look at my shorts, and you're going to see a short where she said, you think I'm going to do something for just only black people? No. That's what she said. And 92% of y'all women went and voted for her. But y'all mad at black men. 20% of the black men, somewhere around that ballpark, voted for Trump, and y'all mad at black men. We knew what she said. We knew what she was. That's why we didn't vote for her. We knew she was stupid. We knew she was incapable of running in this administration, and she wasn't qualified to be president. She wasn't even qualified to be vice president. There's nowhere in the world y'all can sit down and listen to anything she said out of her mouth when she was doing these softball interviews and been okay with that. Y'all, if you listen to her doing these softball interviews, and even though the media, Oprah and all the other people that interviewed, they were even trying to help her out while she was talking, and you still voted for her, something wrong with you. Sorry, something wrong with you. You are the one mentally missing, because that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. So we the ones should be the ones that's mad that y'all supported somebody who said they wasn't doing nothing for you. We the ones should be mad. But for those black women, I'm talking about any woman. I'm going to specifically talk about the black women that did vote for Trump. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Y'all helped save this country on a big scale. You have no idea, even if you don't know all the ins and outs that I know. You just saved this country on a big scale. You possibly have saved yours if you got sons and you of military fighting age or anywhere close. You have possibly kept your son out of being drafted and going to war because the Democrats was trying to open the draft. Right. I agree, Sheree. When she said she didn't want God at her rallies, and she was like, oh, you at the wrong rally when he said Jesus Christ is Lord. Okay. So now you don't even want Jesus in your rallies. Okay, I get it. And then going to show up in the church the next day because she realized what she did. And then going to try to pander to black people and going to get up there. And the sad part is, this is how dumb they think black people is. Oh my God. She going to get up there and try to act like she preaching. It was such an embarrassment. And I'm like, you really think black people are that stupid? The Democratic Party thinks so little of black people, it's ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you why they do it. Because just by pure nature, Democrats win by default. They don't actually campaign for your vote. They already know that the majority of black people is going to automatically vote Democrat just out of, oh, we're Democrat. Not realizing that what you are actually voting for is against you're actually voting for your own demise. Because when you look at what the Democratic Party has provided, it has been absolutely destructive. Philadelphia If you look at all the places where Democrats are in charge of, it's destructive and it looks a mess and it's falling. It's been collapsed for years. You look at Baltimore, Maryland, Democrats have been in charge. It is destructive and has been falling for years. You look at all the places in New York where Democrats are in charge, it is destructive and has been falling for years. And you can go all across America and see the same thing across America, and it's been destructive and falling for years, even in the smaller cities amongst America where Democrats are mostly running. And we see the same result. You know why? Because it's evil and it has a spirit behind it. And it's a spirit of destruction. And that's why the results of everywhere they go is destructive. Because they don't honor God in anything they do no more. They only honor themselves and they work for Satan. I don't care how nobody feels about it. But when you start to look at a lot of the places that Republicans are running, or what we call conservative, who are God-fearing people, and you say it all the time, you don't see that. You just don't see it. Not on that scale. And I had to do my homework, and I'm like, why are we consistently supporting this? It doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, God is good. I appreciate everybody showing up on this live that did. I appreciate y'all interacting with a brother. You know what I mean? And I really do. I really do. You know what I mean? Every Sunday at 11:30, this is when I do my lives. I also do them on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. And I'm going to start doing some on Fridays. I'm going to try to stick to maybe every other Friday, but randomly on Friday, sometime I can't give you a time yet, I'm going to do what I call a Freestyle Friday, where I'm just going to get on the live and I'm going to be freestyling. We're going to just talk about whatever. We're going to go into whatever. It don't even matter what the subject is to some extent. But I appreciate everybody showing up on this live. I appreciate your support. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you'll get notified when every time I put out a video. And listen, if you know somebody that maybe not so politically educated, send them my videos, show it to them. Use these videos as a way to educate and get some type of understanding of why black men voted the way the black men that voted for Trump and why we voted for Trump as opposed to what we voted for them. And listen, they don't have to agree with it. But my thing is this, is as a people as a whole, American citizens, black, white, Hispanic, and others, we need to be more educated on our political system, because what we have allowed for far too long is them to act like they kings and rulers. And like I say all the time, regardless of anything I say, if you don't have Jesus Christ in your life, you're missing the boat. You're missing the boat, because he is a life changer and he'll be there for you no matter what. And believe me when I tell you, you need Christ in your life. If you don't think you do, you really, really do. You really do. And that's outside of everything I always say, and I always try to lead people with this. God loves you. And he loves you in spite of all of our faults. And he will always be there for you. He'll never let you down. And I am a living witness that God will never let you down, because I have been through some stuff and I've been through a lot. He has been there with me from day one, especially since I realized that he was alive and well. And when I gave my life to God, he never left me. He never, not one time, never let me down, never left me. Everything he said he would do, he did. Everything he promised, he did. And here's the thing, it never going to go the way your head has it. The way you have it played out in your head, you might as well erase it, because it ain't going to play out that way. And the reason why I know that is because God don't share his glory with no man. So when he get finished doing the work that he's doing inside you, you will never be able to say that it was you. And I'm living proof of that. And it's going to come out in a way that you're going to say, only God could have brought me through what he brought me through. Only God could have done what he did for me. Only God could have allowed me to stand through the things that I stood through. I could not have done it without him. And the other example is that if you look at this election and all the stuff that they have tried to put Trump through, it's an indicator how much God is with you, because he wasn't supposed to make it through all of that. He really wasn't. But if God wasn't with him, it wouldn't have happened. And with that, I'm going to leave y'all. I thank y'all. God bless y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday, and make Jesus Christ first. Peace.